My Van and Melanie, and well met indeed. I'm Adrian, and welcome back to... Oh, no, and I've not unlocked the cursor. Hang on, everyone, hang on. There we are. There we go. For some reason, my chat thing was not in the right setup. Anyway, sorry, apologies for that. Right, welcome back to the Ar-Adûnâim campaign for this live stream. Last time, of course, we've pushed into Mordor. We've taken the Morannon, and your naming suggestions today will be most welcome for how we honour Gimmelzor with a name for the Morannon. We've also of course, got Kadar and Gimmelthon, where we are being besieged. We're being besieged in both places, but we've got Mordor now firmly over a barrel, and we are tightening that noose nice and firmly. But what we are going to do first of all today is just relieve Caer-Andros. Then this small gathered army here is going to probably kill Malbug. And then our plan is to just flood into Mordor, really. We need to get in there and take their best settlements, which is Durthang over here, Barad-dûr over here, and ideally Urkestalad, and then Mordor will just be gone. They'll just be out. We'll have to deal with probably their Retribution army or their Last Stand stack, but that's about it. So, hello to those of you watching live. Hello. Allow me to also just say early doors. This, of course, is the last live stream for the next 3 weeks. So there won't be one next weekend. There won't be one the weekend after, but then there will be one after that. But immediately after my wedding, which is 2 weeks today, in fact, I have a week off work. So I will. There shouldn't be a disruption to normal recordings, but there just won't be live streams because I'm not available on the next 2 Saturdays. How loud is it in my head? There we are, turn it up a bit. So there we are. So hello from France, India, Oxford again. Good morning from Scotland, morning from Hastings, Croatia. Hello. Good morning to you all. Good morning indeed. Do note, of course, that this week there will be our Ar-Adûnâim videos, but then next week, although there won't be any live streams, we will start the first episode of our Khazad-dûm reclamation campaign, because you have all spoken, and as of last night, I mean, it might well have changed, but I doubt it. I thoroughly doubt it. But as of last night, the dwarves of Khazad-dûm were the winner. I don't know why I'm guessing that. You won't be able to see it, but if you'll just bear with me a brief moment, I can just have a look whilst you all stare at nothing. So let's just double check. Yes, Khazad-dûm, as of right now, this very second, have 942 votes. Bree have 687, and Rune have 665. So those were the top 3. Personally, now that the vote has been cast, I voted for Rune, actually. So if you were interested, that's the one I wanted to win. And they came 3rd, so it was high up there. But I'm happy with Bree, I'm happy with Khazad-dûm, I'm happy with Rune, or I would have been happy with Dale. I'm pleased that Rohan didn't win, because I find Rohan exceedingly boring. And as you are all very well aware, I dislike quite strongly the cavalry micromanagement game. Why do you say the Morannon and it's called Morannon instead of the Black Gate? I don't know. I mean, Morannon literally means Black Gate. So, calling it the Morannon, whilst it is a mix of 2 languages, is technically correct, because I'm saying the Black Gate. Calling it Morannon on its own is just to say, oh, there's Black Gate. You'd say the, wouldn't you? You would say the. But to call it properly in Sindarin, then, it would be called Morannon, which is the Sindarin for the, in this instance, and it would just then be the Black Gate. I don't know why it was changed to Morannon. It was done by someone else a long time ago, long before I joined DaC, I think, and I just never questioned it. Personally, I've always thought it shouldn't be called the Morannon. We should just call it the Black Gate. That's what we all know it as. And as I've already mentioned, Morannon literally means Black Gate. So why we don't, I don't know, is the answer to that question. Anyway, hello again. Greetings from Austria, I guess. Good morning. It's Khazad-dûm. Yep. Remember when one version was Khazad-dûm campaign being fixed? Good morning, everyone. Hello from Huntingdon. Hello from Ireland. Right, what I've been putting off as I've been chatting away is the end turn, which we now need to do. But before we do that, Galu, Avaloban is going to attack Captain Nagbug. Oh, no, of course. We literally ended it where we could. So it's an end turn. Let's tick it away. Greetings from Tunisia. Good morning, Galu. Hope you have a nice stream. Well, thank you very much, Boss123 Bossful. Hopefully that answered your question, Anton Till Barkley. Greetings from Prague. Greetings. Hello from France. Good morning, everyone. Good morning indeed. What a fine and exciting day we have on our hands today. Saturday. Otherwise a totally nondescript day. But for British people, or rather English people this time, rather specifically, and Ukrainians, it's a very interesting day. By that logic, Ministos should be called the City of God. I think using the untranslated names gives more immersion personally. Raiders Guild. Oh, we can't afford it anyway. Dol Guldur expands. That's interesting. I wonder who they're expanding into. Dol Amroth are the most advanced nation. Western Osgiliath has got an army barracks up. Fantastic news. And once we've got the money, our finest ground forces can be fielded. But we don't have any funds at the moment. We're under assault. Oh, hello. Mordor have gone for a Dol Amroth. That's handy. Right, I'm going to go on what you both have suggested, or what you both have suggested. More than one of you have suggested that. More than two of you, rather. I'm going to follow what you've all suggested, in that Mordor will attack me, and we can just wait for them to do that. And I think they'll attack us up here as well. Now, interestingly, whilst that army is led by Gan Altan the Honoured, that's actually the army I'm least concerned about, because it's mostly low-tier Mordor garbage. This army, on the other hand, has 2 units of trolls and a unit of great beasts, and those 3 alone will be a right bugger. But we have got Cerith Ungol to defend, Kadar and Gimelton. But for now, let's put that out of our mind and just deal with this fellow over here. Captain Nagbug. Avaloban has 1,160 units. We outnumber them almost 2 to 1, and yet it's almost 1 to 1 in terms of rating. And look, that's a pathetic army. They're never going to win this game. Madness. Alright, let's do it. Good morning from Gunawal in Australia. Greetings from Pakistan. Hello, everybody. Good morning. How are we all in Dane's voice? Oh, yeah, on top of the hill. I had to take a brief moment in my head to understand that reference, because you've quoted from I'm afraid a rather poor location. Oh, and it's a bridge battle as well. Oh, and we're attacking them. Oh, so that's why it's possibly in their favour. But we've got reinforcements coming in from behind them, so they're going to get scuppered. Oh, I thought that was Gimelton then. But it's not. It's our other hooded general. Alright, stand by, everybody. Stand by. The enemy will group up on the edge there, and then we will hit them in the back. Oh, that's not a very good army, though. But if it can at least distract them, and then we can get across the bridge before that other army comes from behind us. So let's get all those reinforcements in. Have they got any archers? Oh, yes, they have. Yes, they have. And they're going to try and hit us with those archers. And their reinforcements are coming over there. So just go and stand over there so you don't get shot at. And are you ranged units? Can you hit them yet? Move forward. See what you can do. All of you, let's get sprinting. Let's get sprinting. England by Ukraine. Good morning, how are we all? We've done that one. Congratulations with the English victory. Thank you very much. Hello from Scotland. It's coming home. The weather here in Essex could be a little nicer. Indeed, it was boiling yesterday. Ridiculously warm. It was 17.5 degrees when I was driving to work at 10 to 8 in the morning. Which is nonsense. And then today it looks like it's going to rain for most of the day. It's a bit warm. But it's more muggy than anything else. Oh, they're going to try and cross the bridge. Why are they trying to cross the bridge? That makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, let's slow it down. Let's learn from our previous mistakes. And not just play at times 6 mode while we're trying to set up forces. Azraziah warriors sprint over there. If you could all sprint... Oh, you are sprinting. Fantastic. And then we've got the household guard. You can turn over there. Right, so if they're going to try and flood across the bridge themselves, then brilliant. Our army can just sprint into them. Let's go back to 1 time speed. Everyone's getting into position. Everyone is sprinting, aren't we? Yes, we are. England should have this in the bag. When did the stream start? Asked Black Cayman. It started 9 minutes and 10 seconds ago. Greetings from the not-so-sunny Wirral. I had a client who lived in the Wirral, actually. I thought that was rather odd, given how far away we are from it. But people move, I suppose, and leave their wills wherever they leave them. Gal, if you could have of the 4 hobbits as a work colleague, who would it be? Oh. Pippin or Merry, because you want your work colleagues to just be a good laugh, really, don't you? You don't get to talk to them all that often, and so when you do get to talk to them, you just want to have a bit of a laugh and collectively forget that you're all at work. And I think Merry and Pippin would be good for that. Frodo would be a right bore, staring out the window all the time, longingly looking out the window. He'd be thinking of other things, and Sam would be a damn pain in the neck, wouldn't he? Sam would be the one that dobs you into the boss when you, I don't know, don't put the recycling in the recycling bin. You've chucked a plastic bottle into the normal bin. You just know Sam is going to be telling on you. He's going to bring that up in a team meeting. Can everyone please try to use the recycling bins? We've got recycling bins for a reason, and it would be really good if you could actually all use them. That would definitely be Sam. Good morning from the Netherlands. First time I catch a stream of yours. Good morning, Jarno Berens. Good morning, indeedy. They've changed their mind about crossing the bridge, and they're buggering off. So, very well. Resort to the initial plan. And I tell you what we'll do, is we'll catch them in the crossfire. You sprint across the bridge and hit them. And then you come and stand here in front of our archers. How far back do we pull the archers? Oh yeah, that'll do. And then if we send the general over there, just to stop them turning on that side. And we got this.
If we continue like this, we will smash.
So Nardu Tariq coming in from hitting them in the back, which will be nice. Oh, they're reacting to the Nardu Tariq. They're trying to shoot us. Stop them firing arrows, please. You are standing on top of them. I hate how the AI is so able to do that. I know that we are able to do that. You put your archers in defensive stance and they'll continue firing even when they're in battle. But the AI, I'm sure, just does it like 100% better than we can. I don't understand how they're able to do it so efficiently. They are literally meters away from death and they are still firing at the enemy. You just think, how are you able to do that? It's nonsense. Greetings from Norway, I covered that one. Good morning from Toowoomba in Australia. Good morning from the east coast of the US. Good morning indeed. Blitzkrieg Bot, morning from the Netherlands. We mentioned that. Been sub for a while, 2 years at least. Oh, well, welcome. Love your content. May the Asir protect you. Why do I know the term Asir? Where's that from? I can't place that. I hope you have a wonderful wedding, Gally. Thank you, Bendyboy 2008. So do I, to be honest. Let's hope the weather holds, because the entire thing is outdoors in a woodland. So if it rains, it's going to be an interesting one. There are places to cover, but it should be all right. I would like to say Spain won undeservedly, but those penalties from the Swiss were awful. You see, I didn't watch yesterday's games, either Italy or Belgium, or Spain or Switzerland. I just watched BBC Sports little overviews at the end. They're about 3 minutes long, and they don't show the penalties. They only show the last 2 penalties that show which team won. But from what I can gather from the comments, both there and then on the Reddit thread as well, is that Switzerland did insanely well, even with 10 men, and many people are of the opinion that Spain did not really deserve to win, but they managed to get them in penalties. Whereas the Italy-Belgium, it's going to be so difficult to beat Italy if we do get there. I think Italy will beat Spain absolutely hands down. Forza Azzurri. So I think it'll be, if we can sail through our side of the group, which we absolutely should be able to on paper. This is what I said to a work colleague yesterday. I said, if this tournament was now on FIFA and it was going to be, the AI was going to auto-resolve the games, we would make the final without a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. Because if Czech Republic beat Denmark, we've already beaten the Czech Republic. So on paper, we're beating them if they win. And we should easily be able to take Denmark even if they win. But you just never know with England. Nothing is safe. Nothing is secure. But, so I apologise for the Euro Heavy talk today. This is the last time you'll get Euro Heavy talk, of course, because the next time we do a live stream, the Euros will be over. And a winner will be decided. So you might just get me gloating or being disappointed, probably the latter, and that'll be the end of it. But today, of course, we're right in the thick of it. In indigenous Australian languages, usually pronounced as an N. Oh, so it's a silent G. Why bother with the G then? Never understood that. Why bother with the G? Why isn't Mount Rerier a region? Because it isn't. There's 200 regions. There's a hard cap at 200 regions. Well, in truth, there's a hard cap at 199 regions because the sea counts as a region, and it's just not important enough. Weird being here at the start of the stream. Good morning. Hello from Switzerland. Unfortunate. My condolences to you, Jacob Gelling. How many people have we lost so far, by the way? Because I've not really paid attention to this because it was going to be an easy win. And I always switch off when they're easy wins. Oh no, we have pretty much won. Yeah, I don't actually know why they haven't fled yet. Something. Oh, there they are. Look at that. We've got some orc archers who've just they've run away. They've had to think about it, and they've decided, no, we can win this. So they've come back and are getting annihilated. There we are. Samwise would be 100% a job's worth. He definitely would, wouldn't he? He makes for a fantastic companion when you're traversing the wilds and you're knocking on death's door. But yeah, no, you would not want to be working with him. No way. Alright, let's go and just finish these fools off. Oh, we've still got plenty of crossbow bolts, actually. It's a shame how inaccurate they are, though. Look at that. And why is only half of your group firing? Well, this is annoying, isn't it? And there are 2 of them. They are standard orc archers, and they are under fire from 2 full companies of Azrazeya crossbows. And we can't kill them. Alright, just stop firing. You're just wasting everyone's time now, aren't you? Oh, thank goodness for that. We lost 300, but we killed basically all of them. 119 Azrazeya Marines. Well done, all. Norwegian mythos. Oh, right. Oh, that's the Aesir, isn't it? Oh, yes. No, where have I read that then? I have a book of Norse myths, actually, that I did start reading. I don't know where it is. Over there. And I got about halfway through, and pretty much all of them, to that point, just boiled down to Loki convinces Thor to do something terrible. Thor does said terrible thing, and the story moves on. And that's all I could really remember is just Thor being goaded into massacring entire villages because Loki poses as a bride. Or the stories are so bizarre. But then why wouldn't they be? They're made up. It's funny, isn't it? How we can. I won't say that. It will go way too down that line. Anyway, carrying on. Good day and greetings from Bulgaria. Asur are the high elves from Warhammer, but the Aesir, A-E-S-I-R, are different. There you go. They are the gods of Norse mythology.
Yes, my lord.
I knew I'd read of them somewhere. It was in the back of my mind.
Your will, my lord. Yes.
Tempting me. Always tempting me. Why don't we go and take that from Mordor with this little army first, and then we'll move on, because we can't get through the Black Gate at the moment anyway. So why bother trying? Let's just run north, clear the swamplands of the infestation of Mordor, and then move forth thereafter. We have got a few more forces, though, actually. Who, to be honest, we could do with moving into Kadar and Gimmelthon, swapping out. And we want one of these 2 armies to push in as soon as it can. So that is what we'll do, I think, actually. Why don't you come and stand over here?
As you wish.
And just take those forces with you. Oh, no, that's foolish. Wait until they're all ready. Free upkeep. Get the free upkeep. Don't be silly, Gally, don't be silly. We can, indeed. Oh, we can get Armsmen as well. Nardu Tariq. Nardu Tariq. Don't really want Rosadan now, then, if we got this tier. I was hoping for the... There we are, Naduba Wib, but no. It's not to be. It's not to be.
Yes, my lord.
Minas Tirith, what's your culture level looking like now? 61. Get us a Dark Shrine. Let's get the top tiers from here as well. Because you give us, as we've already seen, the Royal Guard and the Royal Knights. Royal Knights I'm very interested in. Let's turn the tables on Mordor and send some cavalry against them. 2022 Clear Vision says, I hope England takes it and wins. Ah, thank you. Yes, you have Aesir and the Vanir. Hello, Gally. What are your thoughts on the new Noldor submod for DaC? Oh, are you this person that commented this like 4 times on 4 different videos recently? Or was that 4 different people? Oh, of course. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Of course, of course. And this is where I can absolutely hold my hands up and apologise to you all. Oh dear, we're getting a bit of lag, aren't we? Because I made a minor little error in this script that means that when the Ar-Adûnâim attack Mithlond, you get to control them.
An honourable, glorious victory.
So we've just been given Mithlond for absolutely no reason. Oh, there we are. It's spread it out. It's filtered out. Ah, yes, Gan Altan has attacked us. Alrighty. Gan Altan the Honoured, as we've seen, has a pretty rubbish army. We're defending in the Black Gate, which suits us nicely. We've got a fair few ranged forces. Let's hit it. Gallo, if you could live anywhere on Arda, what would be your first pick? Numenor. Absolutely straight up. Numenor, probably around the end of the reign of Elros. Yeah, because he lived for 500 odd years, didn't he? And so by the end of his reign, Numenor everything would have been set up and ready. Numenor in that time period is a land of utter bliss and delight. So definitely Numenor. If it had to be now, though, where would you live in the Third Age? I would choose probably the Shire. I expect, because of the sort of blissful ignorance that they have. Ignorance is, after all, bliss, and I would definitely welcome that. Let's chuck these up on the wall. Otherwise, though, we're going to defend in the reverse of the way that we attack this place. By setting up a nice little wall. Eventually, we'll set up a wall. Shift 1. It's because I didn't shift 1 you, isn't it? There we go. Yeah, you're all going to stand there, and then we've got hardly any ranged forces. Oh dear, oh dear. I thought we had more than that. But no, it is not to be. Don't fire at will yet, actually. Crossbows, archers. Oh, you should probably go the other way around. Crossbows need to go as high as they can get. I'm wondering if that tower thing will get in the way. Nah, crossbows over there should be good. Archers can go there, that's fine. And then we'll finagle more with these in a second. We've got another couple of those that could move up. And of course, we've got our faction leader with us today. He's going to watch over us all. Bless us. Guide our hands. I'm not going to keep those Mithlond armies, by the way, because of that bug. I'm sure that bug's been... Oh, no, this is the latest version, isn't it? No, I'm sure that bug's been fixed. I'm sure that's been fixed. But yeah, I forgot to set it so that it's AI only. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake. I can't believe I even worked on this mod. Absolute joke. But yes, no, as you say, Brassidas, I am just going to wipe out that army. Oh, I shouldn't have auto-resolved, of course. Yeah, sorry. Because we were always going to win. No, I will just wipe out that army and abandon the city. I'm not gonna take any of their money or anything like that. If I've got a diplomat, actually, we should just gift it back to them. That was foolish. Right, anyway, we've begun. Let's set up this line a bit better. So I want 160 of you to come and stand over there. We've got 160 of you come and stand here. We want our lines to be relatively deep. Warriors stay out of the line, but there we are. That's what I'm looking for. We've got halberdiers today. And there you go. You can just cross into that line. And then we'll form up another line just behind. We wait for battle. All of these voice lines now sound so familiar, as we have now played Battle of Middle-earth a great deal. Oh, something else that I needed to say to you all, and I'll announce in the videos this coming week, each day I expect, is that I'm going to drop my total video count down by 1. So at the moment you get 5 videos a week, 2 Battle for Middle-earth, 2 DaC, 1 Warhammer, and then a 6th live stream. But obviously, as I've mentioned previously, I qualified as a solicitor on Thursday of last week. And there I will now be considerably busier. So I want to get the grounding in place now for something that I think will work moving forward. And so I'm just going to drop off 1 video a week. And that 1 video a week will be a Battle for Middle-earth video. Because I'm enjoying Warhammer a great deal. And I know it's the least popular content on the channel, but I personally am enjoying it a bucket load. So I'm going to carry on with 1 of those and 1 Battle for Middle-earth. And then we'll go from there. And we'll see what the future holds, really. We'll see how I'm able to work out doing the recordings around also then doing my normal work. My plan at the moment, because I'm still working from home an awful lot, will be to record at lunchtime, so it shouldn't really massively affect it, but I can only really get 1 recording in per lunch, and I'm in the office on a couple of days a week, so I have to drive home on the lunchtime. I'm just trying to work it all out. But anyway, let's speed this up. We don't want to wait while they slowly walk towards us, do we? If you guys please don't fire yet either. We'll wait till they break down the gate before we start shooting at them. The one thing that the Black Gate does have is that your units on the walls are totally safe until the gates have fallen. And so were this a later game settlement, that would be an absolute dream. But because, as you're all very aware, archers on walls in Medieval 2 are next to useless, this doesn't really benefit us in any real way. But there we are. Hello from Slovakia. Arda, Aman doesn't exist. Comfy stream, let's go, says Titus Scholten. Scholten? Death to the elves, praise Melkor. Crossbows on the walls. Good late morning to one and all from drizzly northern Devon. It's not drizzling here just yet, but I think it probably will. And sods it will be just as I go for a run. Delete the armies because of upkeep at Harlan. I am going to delete the army, do not worry. I would choose the DaC version of Dorwinion. Just drink your way through the War of the Ring. Yeah, true. And if you take Tolkien's version of Dorwinium, we have no idea what happened to them. So there's as much chance that Rune overran them and wiped them out as there is that they were ignored entirely by the War of the Ring and have just scooted along, blessed with their overabundance of wine and money. Come on, come and smash down the gate. Right, where is Gan Altan? Here he is. Temple Wards. He is a melee general. And there's their siege at the back. Did they leave anything over there? No, they left the towers because they don't need them. But they only brought one ram, didn't they? No, they brought more and they're just over there, aren't they? They just didn't bring it up to the gate. Good morning from Lithuania. Hope everyone's having a great day. Ukraine are just an IKEA-looking version of Iceland. What if it ain't, Timmy? You say bug, I say content. You are my final fantasy. I mean, true, we could very well actually just entirely roleplay this. If we just pause for a second. We could, at the very beginning, you might recall that with my Ar-Adûnâim intros, I suggested that we were waiting for reinforcements to arrive. And then it became quite clear that actually reinforcements were never going to arrive. And this expedition was sent with the full knowledge and expectation that Gimmelkard would die. And that we've been sent here by the council that kind of governs the remaining Dark Numenorians in an attempt just to remove a pain and annoyance. But we could very well roleplay it that actually the armies that have come in the north are the reinforcements, and they've landed much further north because they're not here under Gimmelkard's command. They're here under their own command and the command of the council, which I would love to do, and I think that's really easily written into the narrative. But on the flip side, if we suddenly get hold of Forlond, Harlond, and Mithlond with no other enemies up there, they're just going to be huge money makers, and it will make this southern campaign so easy. So I think what I will do is run with that narrative that those armies have been sent by the council, but I'm deliberately not going to control them under then to then allow this sort of pretense that they are not here to support Gimmelkard. So if we get rid of them, and we'll just give those cities back to the elves, but we can still weave that into the narrative in its own way, can't we? So that's I think what we will do. It's not a bug, it's a feature, Gallic. Just auto-resolve only with that army. Yeah, I mean, I could just leave them up there and just auto-resolve, and eventually they'll die. But remember that there's very likely a Forlond army coming, and there's also very likely a Mithlond army coming. And to have all three of those towns is just unfair, really. Hello from Australia, you pommy son of a gun. You're one of the good ones in our books, mate. Well, thank you, Rory Danes. I've never been to Australia. I've been to your side of the world, and I am coming again in February, but I go past you, I'm afraid, and I go to New Zealand. I've not come back for Australia. Too hot. I'm sure it's much too hot. Cheating, but cool. Anton, if you are to make random comments out of the blue, it is always very helpful to provide context. If you're speaking it to someone in the chat, then please do at least at that person so that they know. If you're talking directly to something that I've said, then at least mention it. It helps. So you're going to make them rebel? Yes, Alma, Light of Solar. I will wipe out all the troops within those towns. They will almost certainly rebel, but then they won't go rebel. They will, if they rebel, their culture is so high, they'll definitely go back to the elves. So we just won't get those armies. Good morning from Wales. Hello from Germany. Hello, hello, hello. Giving cities back to elves. Just bring the general down if he's unique. It'd be very cool. Bring maybe 2 to 3 units down as reinforcements. Teleport. It'd be so cool. Oh, I see. And if we bring any of those troops down, it would just make this southern side even easier. And at the moment, we are in a little blip of ease. I will give you that. The campaign at the moment is easier. We've not got the Dol Amroth or Gondor knocking on our door. But as soon as we've defeated Mordor, we are going to attack Gondor, and it will go back to being a bit of a challenge. They've got a lot of forces, and it's going to be a tough fight to clear Gondor. I also thoroughly expect that Dol Amroth will abandon us the very minute we turn on Gondor, and they will almost certainly side back with Gondor. Oh, our archers on the walls have been attacked. Oh, and they've got to squeeze through this tiny little gap. Oh well, that's interesting. Alright, let's times 6 this, because I think this one is absolutely in the bag. 20% plays 10%. But, oh, that was a great shot. And the Temple Wards are going down to Ballister fight, which is always nice. Good morning from Michigan. Good morning. Hello from South Africa. Hello from South Africa. With a hard G sound, as in Karak Angren, if that makes sense. Not really. Hard G sound. But when you say Karak, do you mean as in the K, so Skolte? Oh, and there should be an N. I had a question for you. It says, Gallant Aegis. I remember you said about this in the past, but what does the name Barad Vin translate as? I know Barad means tower, but what does the Vin part mean? Barad Vin most likely means, if my memory of Lanician is correct, it means first tower, or tower 1, which doesn't really make sense, does it? But Min is the Sindarian word for 1, so Min, Tad, Neled, Kanad, Leben, and I can't remember 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, but they go after that. But it's Min is number 1, Min is 1. But then no, it would never be that. It would never be 1, it would be tower 1. I can't think of another meaning for the word Min. Because Vin on its own would have been... oh no, that's only if it's been pluralized. Does Vin on its own mean something? I don't know what Vin means, I'm afraid. No, I can't help you. Lost to time.
The enemy general. Without him, his troops will lose their will to
Rogue
fight.
Assassin suggests it might be Gwyn, which means young. So young tower. I mean, that would certainly work. I mean, there's a form of Lanician in Sindarian that when you're creating words and creating sentence structure, a lot of letters are what's called lenited or mutated. You see this quite frequently. You see it even in my own name. So the title High Lord, Arahir. I've made High Lord a single word. So High Lord, no spaces, no hyphens. And so in that case, when forming that compound word, I've taken two words, Ara, High, and Lord, and here, Lord, sorry, and put them together. So it should be Ara here. But when you're making a compound word, the second word undergoes lenition, which forces it to mutate. So it becomes Arahir. And this is to allow the sentences and the words to flow better. But in the case of Barad Vin, I don't think that would happen because you are just describing the tower. So Vin is describing whatever the tower is. It's very similar to Amun Sul, which literally, Amun means hill and Sul means wind. So literally it means hill wind. But in the way Sindarian works, which is very similar to, as I understand it, basically every other language on Earth, you do the describing word after, whereas we would say windy hill in English. In other languages you'd say hill windy, and Sindarian follows that same principle. So Barad Vin means tower, something of the tower, or something describing the tower. It's unlikely to just mean like Tower Dark or Tower 1, as I've said, but I think Vin is therefore just a standalone word, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, hello, what's going on down here? I'm seeing an awful lot of bugging out people. Yeah, the orcs are so disappointed that we've taken their land that they are protesting, that are fighting against us. Anyway, let's try and get some more troops involved now. Move people forward. What are we on? 25 place 42? Yeah, we got this. Most of our ranged forces have concluded, though. Where did the tower wards go? Oh, the general died, didn't he? I completely glossed over that. Yeah, I think he did, didn't he? And I clicked it away a second ago. Yes, that's why they're all cowering. That should definitely see some rebelling. Yes, look at that mass rout. It's over.
The enemy are badly bloodied.
Temple wards will be the only thing that fight on. Plus, there's annoying Sauron's will up on the tower, on the gate itself. Ballister kills a Nazgul. Gallo just talks about the Sindarian word for one. What if it means fin, as in fish fin? Well, no, it won't be that. Have you seen the announcement for the new Lords of the Rings movie, The War of the Rohirrim? What do you think about that? I have not seen the announcement for a new Lords of the Rings movie. I have to have a look at that. No, the ch sound is in the end of Karach, but then Skolten. Oh, right, I'm with you. Where do you get settlement names from, asks Evaga. Most of them are made up. Many of them by me. I take a look at the geographical region, if there's any sort of features that stand out of that region, and I create a fitting Sindarian name for it. That's how most of the map was named. Additionally, a lot of names are taken from maps created by Karen Wynne Fonstad, so we'd start with more widely known published maps, and we'd take the names from those. There's a very famous map that depicts quite a lot of southern Harad, and I don't know where it's from. I think it's from a game, but it has an awful lot of Harad laid out, and most of the Haradrim names are taken from that map. But then when we've added new regions, we've cross-referenced with maps first and seen if we could use a name, and if we can't, I've then just made one up. Generally speaking, that's how the DaC map names went. I can't speak for other mods, obviously, but... what are we waiting for? It is just the Sauron's Will, isn't it? Yeah. Yes. I don't want to fight them on the wall if we can help it. And what I'd like is my archers, who've now been holding them at bay for quite some time, very successfully, to please abandon the wall. Come and get off the wall, and that'll get them to come down. Oh, the banner carrier stands. I'm not moving, he says. With my sword and my banner, I shall hold back the very tides of the earth itself. He's holding back this fellow quite nicely. But we're not getting stuck into a boring slogfest of fighting on the wall. We'll be here for hours. Oh, he killed him. Oh, come on, son. I feel like now we need to send people onto the wall because we can't allow the banner of the Ar-Adûnâim to fall to some orcish rabble. But if we send anyone up there, it'll just be a slog. Oh, he went down. It's alright, he went down. Panic over. He's dead. You will live on, Bannerman. You will not be forgotten. Oh, no. Oh, they've bugged out. Alright. Archers go back on the wall. Marines, if you go that side. Oh, so annoying. Just googled Vindsvept. Never mind. Our tower is correct. Most names are from Merp. Merp, that's it. Middle-earth role-playing project. That is indeed correct. Merp has indeed provided a lot of the names. I knew it was from a game. Just couldn't remember what it was called. But most of the names, of course, were added by the Third Age team. And then when DaC expanded its map, most of those names were added by Firefreak, who created the map. So I've only named a handful, probably about 25 to 30 settlements at best. Good morning, Gallo. Good morning, David F. It was a role-playing game for Lord of the Rings, which added a lot of different cultures for the Haradrim, Black Numenoreans, Rudic peoples, Avari, and Wicked Dwarves. Latter of which I adore. Oh, Sauron's Will is wigged out again. How many Azrazair archers do we think can kill Sauron's Will? Are we tempting fate? Almost certainly. I'm going to do it anyway. Right, end it. They're shaken. They are dying, but Sauron's Will are armor piercing, so it is a bit risky. Oh no, they're getting massacred. Yeah, this was the right call. They are getting massacred.
The enemy army flees the field. Our foe is
oh, thank goodness for that.
vanquished.
597, 2,045.
Remember it
killing.
as the day of our most glorious victory.
Hold on, what? We killed 2,045, but... Oh, we captured 851, of course. I'm looking at that thinking, those numbers do not make 2,000. There is no way. But it's captures. We captured most of them. Siaman Kirwan asks, hello, Arhir. And to you, my lord. Have I missed the poll result to what comes next after Woodlands? Love the content. And if I'm not cooking, I'm watching you. Sounds weird. Sounds wired. Thank you, Siaman. Simon, I assume that my name's pronounced. The faction that's coming next is Khazad-dûm, which I was surprised Khazad-dûm won, because Khazad-dûm has been on the channel before. And nothing's really changed with Khazad-dûm, so I was very surprised they won, but I'll take it. I enjoy Khazad-dûm. I enjoy any Dwarven faction, because they have no cavalry, and I hate cavalry. It's nice to have 1 or 2 units of cavalry to chase down routing forces, and that's what I like to use them for, but micromanage cavalry in battle, gods no. No, thank you. Are the DaC devs planning on giving Mordor a buff in the future, Gallo? Well, but when I left Divide and Conquer, the plan was absolutely that version 6, the next one after whatever one releases next, would be a Mordor-focused overview. The ring script would finally be addressed, and Mordor would be totally overhauled. The entirety of version 6 would be to change Mordor. But whether or not that is still the plan, I do not know, I am afraid. Right, we've got a hell of a lot more ranged forces than we had last time. A shed load more, in fact. That's right, a full shed. So primarily, Archer's going to stand down there. Oh, you're an Archer unit, and I've not put you down there. Oh, come off of the wall. There we are. You're going to go on the wall. Oh, look at that. You can get them to group in the centre like that. How does the enemy get onto the wall? It's over here, isn't it? So Gimlethon, you might as well go on the wall. If you can fire, you can fire. Go for it. And then that one's the one that blocks any enemy attacks on us. Did we not get any garrison forces at all? Oh, dear, no. Because we've got 11 of these clogging up our... So we've got no units to kill for free. Very disappointing. Archers, for the start of the battle, can I get you to stand here? Yes, perfect. And... You can't really stand on... Why don't you go over there? If they stand on top of those siege crew, they won't fire properly. Oh, I need to sneeze. No. Nope. Didn't happen. There we are. There we go. You shouldn't fire into the back of them now. Then we can get some nice ranged shots down as the enemy walks in, is the plan. Okay, and then we come to who's actually going to hold the gate. Can anyone do shield walls? Yes. Shield wall the buggers in. I'll start you there and I'll move you in a second. And you as well. And then we've got some good solid troops that can stand at the top here. Oh, I hate these battle maps with a passion. There we are. These three are fantastic units. Maybe not the Roseanne Halberdiers, but the Ar-Adûnâim Armsmen and the Nadu Tarek, they will do wonders. Gondor Militia, you're going to be getting in there. Azra Zaire, you're going to be getting in there. And Azra Zaire Warriors. We'll hold you back to charge you in a second. We are ready to strike. Fire at will, Commander. Okay, so shield wall there. Shield wall there. Azra Zaire to come behind. 10 of you actually stand right in the gate. Block them in immediately. Now come on, Ballister. Give me a nice solid hit. Or just all three of you miss. Oh, and they're immediately running. Yes! I see your great beasts, and I raise you quite possibly the easiest way to counter them. Ballister crews. Off you run, or the burning carcass of your own comrade lies behind you. Because one assumes, of course, that great beasts are communists. And particularly with reverence to the Soviet Union of the 1950s and 60s. You can see it in the way that they walk. It's obvious. Right, so the rest of the army will now try and come through. We can hold them off quite easily. What we want to see is these people running amok by knocking over their own forces. Yeah, go on. Yes, there we go. If you wouldn't mind just causing complete havoc amongst your lines. Remember that them walking into things doesn't normally kill them, it only knocks them over. So, Khazad-dûm was 4 years ago, says Alba. Was it really that long ago? It feels like not, it just does not feel like it was that long ago. Oh, the name's Evarga. When you're mentioning Karen Wynn Fonstad, I don't think her map is the one that you can find quite frequently of the Harad region. But the name I gave in the Ar-Adûnâim intro, I made that one up entirely on my own. I didn't use a map for that. Would the DaC team add more Orokhani related stuff to Rune or Nat? Absolutely not. No way. Not enough unit spaces in the mod. Orokhani already have like 6 units represented. They just don't need more. I think they're well represented in the mod personally. Tom the Ginger says, hi there, never caught a live stream before. This is cool. I don't mean to sound a noob, but I've always wondered why fire arrows were taken out of the game. Good question, Tom the Ginger. We haven't covered that in a while, have we? Topical? Because we've just shot down and burnt some great beasts. Fire arrows were removed from the game because the AI cannot turn fire arrows off. And they would have them on as default almost all the time. There were very few occasions, I can't really remember off the top of my head what they were, but generally speaking, the AI always used fire arrows. And the problem with fire arrows is you are given two choices with them. You can either leave them as they are, which makes them have a chance to burn enemies, and they have a morale dampening effect, but they're wildly inaccurate and they fire slower. The other alternative is to keep fire arrows in, so you're saying, alright, the AI can't turn fire arrows off, so let's just buff fire arrows to be as good as normal arrows. But then the problem becomes archers become even better than they already are, and so the lesser of those two evils is to simply remove fire arrows so that the AI's archers actually have a chance at killing you. Because previously, because of the fire arrows, enemy arrows were just ridiculous. They fired so slowly, you would often be able to kill their entire company before they'd loosed any arrows at you anyway, with your own archers, or you'd be able to close the gap with cavalry. And they're so inaccurate that the fact that they might burn the odd unit, there was never parity there. They might burn the odd unit once every sort of 10 times, and then they might hit the enemy once every 10 times, and it just didn't marry up properly. So they were gutted from the game. However, what we did do, as you might know, is if you play as Rune, they do use fire arrows as standard. So to give Rune a bit more focus toward that sort of dragon theme that they have in Divide and Conquer, Rune's elite units are given fire arrows as standard. So they have arrows that are as good as normal arrows, with the added benefit that they might set someone on fire, and that they are as accurate as normal. So they have really good archers because of that. But otherwise, they were cut to make the AI better. Right, what I think we're going to want to do is stop shooting with them now, because at the minute they're just killing all of our crossbowmen, and pull them back. And then what I am going to actually do is not defend the gate with our two Rosedan footman units, and instead I'm going to pull them back as well over here, so that we can get the enemy to group up into this space. The Ballister crew's finished, so let's just walk them off. And I'll keep those two at the gate to delay them, but then I'm going to bring the others back, and we're going to hold them here. I think that will work rather nicely.
Curses! The enemy are battering down our gates!
Our crossbows are technically firing, but as you can see, they are firing so slowly they might as well not be firing.
Blast their eyes! The enemy's ram is through our gates!
They're awful unless you tell them to shoot something. They're just downright awful. The entrance up onto this wall is that little door there, so if these guys can just keep them busy for a moment whilst our archers will run back to the town centre and our line gets set up and ready. Gimel Thon has not, by the looks of it, fired a single bolt because of his positioning on the wall. And we can't get him to... Oh, that's annoying. What we need is for them to now do the turn around and shoot at the units behind them thing. Yeah, there we go. They're starting to turn around. Oh, fantastic. All right, and then archers, you can now turn back on. What are we on? 6%, place 32. Oh, that's not good odds for Mordor, is it? Yeah, this mod is very old. I love it to this day. But man, I would kill some wicked dwarves. Wicked dwarves! The vanilla maps are so much easier to position in. Yes, they are Rogue Assassin, but if they were only vanilla maps, how many people would be annoyed that Minas Tirith was a vanilla Northman map? Oh no, I joined at the end of the stream, says Michael C. No, you didn't. You're about halfway through. You've got another 45 minutes before the stream ends, so don't worry about that. Gallo, are there black people in Middle-earth? It's difficult to say. Tolkien never outright says. He mentions a couple of people having dark skin. There almost certainly are black people in Middle-earth because it's analogous. Analogous? Is that the word I mean? No, analogous. Analogous to our own world. So Harad is almost certainly populated with black-skinned people. But Tolkien doesn't really ever bring them into the story. And then it's up for the community to decide if that's because he's a wild racist or because simply Harad doesn't really play a part in the story. And social mobility is not really a thing in Middle-earth. I've never really looked into it enough to have a strong opinion, I'm afraid. But that's the answer I can give you. Is this still Medieval 2 mod, says Metal NPC. Yes, it is. Medieval 2 is all we can do. If you're now going to say, why is this not updated to work on modern engines? It's because we can't update it to work on modern engines, because you can't change the maps. And then people are now going to jump in and say, oh, but Gallu. No. they recently learned how to change the map for the Shogun 2, and the Lord of the Rings mod there is going to be wonderful. And they've recently learned how to change the map for, I think, Attila. So Rise of Mordor is going to be brilliant. And I would say, yeah, no, they have recently learned how to change the maps of those. But those mods are now like, what, 7 years in development, and you still can't play on a Middle-earth map? I think by the time they actually do release, the fan base will absolutely have moved on. We'll probably have a real Lord of the Rings game by the time those mods actually release. So I wouldn't get your hopes up. So DaC and Third Age are still very much the prominent Lord of the Rings mods. In the Shadow of War there was a Black Gondorian, but I assume Shadow of War isn't canon. No, indeed. Shadow of War is far from canon. Shelob being a woman, or Shelob being a woman, actually, I don't think is the end of the world. I think that's an interesting take. I've never played the game. I've only seen a clip where she is a woman. Because Shelob is a dark power. She's a spawn of Ungoliant. Who knows what powers she has? I could absolutely get over that. But Helm Hammerhand and Isildur being Nazgul, jog on. Just leave me with this. Just leave this place. Get out of here. Helm Hammerhand was killed by nature. He was frozen solid, killing Dunlendings with his bare hand. At what point did Sauron just nip into the valley, greet the Dunlendings, give them a little nod, say, "Oh, evening, everyone. Hope your assault on Helm's Deep's going well." Pick up the frozen carcass of Helm Hammerhand, thaw it out, take him back to Mordor, and turn him into a Nazgul. I mean, come on. You only have to know the story of Helm Hammerhand in the most minor way to understand how ridiculous it is that he's a Nazgul. Isildur, I could actually understand, because Isildur is killed by orcs. So he is at least killed by Sauron's minions at a time that Sauron... but then there's the other joke. Isildur is killed shortly after Sauron is at his weakest possible point. How, I ask you, is Sauron able, when his body has just been destroyed, his spirit has just fled into the east, he then manages to, in the space of about a month, find physical form again, come back, join in the ambush on Isildur, decide not to pick up his own ring, let's just remember that, decide to leave his ring in the river, pick up Isildur's body, take it back to Mordor, and turn him into a Nazgul. I just mean, come on. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It screams, and I realise I'm getting into a nerd rage here, but it screams of people who are making the game, who have watched the films, maybe they've read the books, they know these big characters, and in a meeting somewhere where someone who actually understands Lord of the Rings was not present, someone said, "Why don't we have Isildur as a Nazgul? That'd be such a cool twist." And then all of the other people around the table who don't really care about Lord of the Rings said, "Yeah, that'd be amazing. That's a really good way to bring in a name that everyone knows that we can then get into our game. I think that would be brilliant." But then, sadly, had they had a Lord of the Rings, anyone even with just a slightly deeper interest in Lord of the Rings sitting in the room, they would be rolling their eyes so heavily. But that's not the reason I've not played the game, though. I don't let things like that discourage me. I'm having a rant here because it's entertaining for our purposes to all collectively share in the absolute insanity of the decisions made in Shadow of Mordor. But I wouldn't let that stop me playing the game, and I wouldn't be online writing an essay about it and frothing at the mouth like all the other diehards. But I don't play the game because I played the first one and I thought it was a bit boring, to be honest. After a while, you're just kind of doing the same thing over and over and over and over with no real incentive to change up what you're doing. And I just found it a bit dull, so that's why I never bothered with the second one. And from reviews that I saw, the second one seemed to be even more grindier than the first, so I just never bothered with it. Anyway, this battle is going about as expected. We've killed most of, if not all of, the main army, and now the trolls are just going to just run through our ranks and absolutely shred us. But our general's quite safe and well, so he's not going down anytime soon, unless he gets hit by one of these stray arrows.
If we continue like this, we will smash.
Oh, the black orcs on the wall are routing. Oh, that's interesting. Take their space. Oh, yeah, this happened last time, didn't it? When they rout, they just don't rout. They just kind of stand still. Real question is if the trollmen were actually half trolls or if this was just hyperbole. Yeah, that's a good... I do think that is a good question. That was something I talked about in my lore video for the Servants of Evil, actually, was the way that Tolkien describes the some of the peoples of Harad is that his in-universe way of basically describing them as separate to the main cast, who are all just generic white people. During the age of the Ship Kings, but at the time they were in constant skirmishes with Thrad and Black Numenor trying to return. Didn't Gondor have Umbar in their realm for quite some time, right? Oh, yeah, and then he's answered that. Anton Till Barkley, allow me to just let you know that I'm almost certainly going to hide your comments on the channel from here on out. I mean, you're welcome to your opinion, of course, and indeed these battles could be conceived to be boring. But comments like yours just serve to wind people up, myself included, as you might have gathered. So, and the way that I deal with that is I just instantly hide you. You can go to the list of about 25 people who I hide because they just make inane comments for shock value. But then you're probably not here anymore, so it doesn't actually matter. The reason, if the rest of you wish to know my thought process, why I think that comment is boring, is because it's annoying, is because we're fighting Mordor. How else am I to make these battles different? We will be fighting Mordor now until Mordor is defeated. I can't change that. So I find comments like that rather annoying. We're just going to capture as many as we can, and then we will call it a day. That's why I try and talk so much through these battles. But anyway, I shouldn't let comments like that detract me and factor too heavily in my mind. But I do, unfortunately. They always get to me. They eat away at my soul. My very soul. 400 men died, but 2,271, and Gimlethon killed 390. We're being called Mighty General again, as was their crossbows 298. Crossbows on the walls, definitely the way to go. Doesn't Gimlethon get a new unit, or is that a Castellan/AGO thing? That's almost certainly a Castellan/AGO thing. Nice, I have DaC, but I think it's like 2nd or 3rd generation. Didn't know it was still being made. Yeah, we're on version 4.6. It was released this year. Greetings from Bangladesh. Another episode of Galu Ranting. Warner Brothers really threw the storyline a monkey wrench to me. Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of War. Right, now we need to capitalise on this and get out as quickly as possible. We want Or-Kestelad to burn, and we want Durthang to burn. If we can make our two armies meet at Or-Kestelad, then we should be able to deal with... Alright. Oh, much too warm for Callie the cat. She's having a moan. Oh no, there's a huge Mordor army coming from the Morannon. That's about expected. So we're going to be defending the Morannon, no doubt. Oh, war. Oh, me with the high elves. Of course. Yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot that happened. Caster here. Look at the army Caster here comes with. What a dream.
Your orders, my lord.
Oh, I can't get rid of him, can I? And I also don't think you can disband units en masse. No, you can't. Oh, dear. Oh, at least we're not losing money, though. But we are going to have more armies. There will at least be a Mithlond invasion.
Ships ready.
I don't think I will weave this into the narrative, to be honest, because this is just a bug. It's not supposed to happen. This invasion isn't supposed to happen at all. It's 0%. Yeah, that's going to rebel immediately. The invasion is supposed to just end. What do we do with you, though? How do I get rid of you? Oh, if you fight and die somewhere in a region that we don't own, you have nowhere to run to, and then you do just die. Oh, yeah, let's just leave you there. The Harland will rebel. You can you can attack the High Elves, and we'll call it at that. I don't know. I'll have a think about whether or not we weave that into the narrative, because it might be interesting to do.
Yes, my lord.
Avalobin, you can't now go over there. You're going to have to go and support the Black Gate, because it is soon to fall. Or not. I don't think we could probably hold on. We need to hold on, because we've got our faction leader and his son is there. I think we could try... if I can get these armies past that Mordor army, but Dol Amroth apparently are going to abandon Minas Tirith.
Your will, my lord. My lord.
How to get this lot involved? Why don't you all run north with that army?
Your will, my lord. Orders,
support the Black Gate instead.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that'll be the best bet.
As you wish.
There's some good units there. You can join up with Avalobin.
Your orders, my
You'll get to the Black Gate around the same sort of time. 9 of you.
As you wish.
Oh, Or-Kestelad has no one in it.
Yes.
Capitalise. Absolutely capitalise.
Your will, my lord.
We'll leave behind
Orders.
the Ballister crew, maybe. No, we'll take the Ballister crew. The Azrazair. Ah, yes, look. And in 3 sentences can get a military garrison anyway.
Your orders, my lord.
Assembling a mighty host.
Yes, take that down on the next turn, please. That might be a gamble. I'm gonna gamble. What the hey.
Would you
He's
wish
not
to
mine.
speak to me?
Oh, I'll tell you what we should
Yes,
do.
Lord.
No, of course, don't just abandon
Your
them to
orders, my
death.
lord.
Let's pull them out and
Yes,
link
my
up with Avaloban and trust that our
Yes, my
captain will
lord.
win.
With honor.
So we'll pull those two out.
This
We'll make up an army here,
Your order.
and then
Yes,
Morannon will hold, and then we'll go through that way in a second. Perfect. Greetings from Hayside in Lancashire. This comment section is like a bus in the city. 200 people behave, and the one who screams like a lunatic gets all the attention, kind of sad. Yeah, that's very true. And here's Callie. I believe she said meow. Oh, right, yeah, Callie. Callie is sitting on the floor next to me. Oh, there we are. Right, this time we're not going to attack it. We're going to withdraw. Some of you mentioned Control D. I'll try that then. I'll try that on this Forlond one. I personally loved the Shadow of War game. But my god, the story was terrible. And don't even get me started about how horrible the Balrog storyline is. Yeah, I forgot there was a Balrog in it as well. I hadn't even touched on that. Destroy everything in Harlem before you go. No, see, that's what I'm not going to do, Jarrett. I'm deeply disappointed that this bug is still in the game and that we've accidentally gotten these cities for free. And I will be removing them.
My lord.
Oh, well, that's very interesting indeed. Mordor has pulled away from the Morannon,
Honor.
likely because we're moving on Ur-Kestelad. And that gives us freedom. Oh, that's fantastic news. We need more troops there, really. That's just begging for Mordor to take it. But we took the Ballister, didn't we?
Yes,
Yes.
my lord.
Right, so let me just deal with this army up here. Right, so you all said Control D. Control D doesn't do anything, of course, because I moved the... I changed the camera command to move around, and that overwrites things like that. Do any of those look like they do anything? Dismiss advice? No. Open radar, auto merge, cards. Disband all selected units. It is Control D, but unfortunately the movement command has overruled it.
Lord.
And so it's not working.
Your will, my lord.
Oh no, it does work. Oh, fantastic. You just can't get rid of him. Thank you very much, Iranian Gilgalad. I will remember that. That's really handy.
As you command.
Right, let's get him
we
killed
shall
off then.
prevail.
And interestingly, the Harlon didn't rebel. It had 0% public order. Why would you not rebel?
Yes, my lord.
Idiots.
We can go
So
no
idiots.
further, my lord.
Well, we'll get those two generals killed off, though. We don't want them. Mordor stopped attacking Minas Morgul as well and has moved. But anyway, let's do what we came here to do.
We
Burn
shall
Ur-Kestelad to the
engage.
ground in an absolutely
prevail.
simple battle. But if we allow the AI to do it, they'll almost certainly get into trouble.
Muster your
So we'll win it
courage,
ourselves.
men. We march
We don't
into
really want to
battle.
defend this. We just want to burn it to the ground, destroying every building, executing every person, and then pulling back. We want to just destroy Mordor's capacity, but keep defending in the two strong points in north and south. And then once our backup army arrives at the Black Gate, push through to Durthang with that army. That's the plan. That's the plan, everyone. That's the plan. We've got a lot of ranged units in this army. In fact, almost half the army is ranged. So we're going to be killing them primarily by shooting at them. But we need to bring down the space in the wall first. So let's do that. Destroys everything in Harlem before you go. No, we would have done that. Could you not have done auto wind defender when the army attacked Harlem? Oh yeah, I could have done actually. Yeah, we would have died off. But then we would have retreated to the boats. The boats give you a retreat point. You need to have no retreat point, or the army will survive. Bartik Oz. Oh, hang on. Let's have a go at this. Oi. I want to say Oychik, but do let me know if that's even close. Anyway, hi Gallic, would you consider making one video summary containing major changes and improvements implemented in version 6 of DaC so far? Oh dear, Bartek. I encourage you to go and look at the DaC Developer Diary playlist, which is present on the channel homepage, where you will see a full list of everything that has gone into all DaC versions to
Our
date.
enemies have snatched victory from us like
Oh,
thieves in the night. They will not be so lucky next time.
We've just lost because the Ballister ran out of bolts before it could destroy the gate. The wall. I was absolutely certain a Ballister would be able to break through that wall. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely... Oh dear. Minas Tirith. You ever thought about being Maglor being in the mod? Maglor being in the mod has been asked quite a few times, and I just don't think we need him. I just don't think there's a need for that.
Yes, my lord.
And how would you include him anyway? As in random elven general, maybe, I suppose. Oh yeah, look, we've tanked our economy because of the bug. Oh well, we can. I suppose we should destroy some of the buildings to at least try and make up for that, shouldn't we? Carl Steenkamp asks, Gallo, in your opinion, what's the most annoying unit in the game? Well, I have to say, given how poorly I've dealt with it, that... Oh, I didn't destroy the boats, did I? This is just a bad mistake after another. Did you just win that? Oh, God. The Great Beasts are the most annoying unit in the game. Now, granted, if you've got some Ballister, or you've got some Ballistai, or you've got some Javelin forces, they are actually quite easy to deal with. But I still find them a pain in the neck. And if they make it to my lines, they annoy me no end. Is giving away the Foldberg and holding at Ginyard and Hornburg a good idea for some RP for Rohan? I have Theoden with all the Rohirrim ready support. With Rohan, just use your cavalry to absolutely obliterate Isengard. Rohan's campaign is not tricky if you have even a slight command of cavalry control. If you are gifted cavalry controller is the word I'm trying to say then. I'm failing to use. Because Isengard doesn't really, in the early days, have an answer. And even if they do have an answer, so let's say that against all the odds, you face off against some Uruk-hai pikemen, which Isengard do actually get a few of for free at the start of the game. You can counter the Isengard pikemen so easily if you just maneuver your troops properly. Oh, I didn't move the melee troops over, did I? Oh, well, that's going to be an interesting one then. Right, melee troops, try and sprint to there. Archers. Go, 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 go. They're never going to make it. We've wasted our ranged advantage. Oh no, at least our siege is going to be able to fire at will on that hill. I'll tell you what, you sprint over there and take the heat so that the siege can keep firing. Why is there a gap there? Is there a unit missing? Oh well, I was hoping to use our ranged units to our advantage, but at the moment we are dying and they are winning. This is actually going to be a difficult battle, isn't it? And one that I'm not sure we're going to win. We should have run away.
Defeat seems almost certain.
I would agree with your assessment there. There's halberds for me. Temple Marksman. Oh yeah, target the Temple Marksman. They're curling round. Oh, gods above. This is an army of actual Mordor forces. Those Morgul Chosen will make mincemeat of those Azrazair archers, and those archers don't have a proper shooting, breaking off point. No, we're going to lose this. I'm just going to exit it.
We've been dealt a stinging.
We're going to get annihilated, so let's just get everyone out and get back to Cirith Ungol. Oh dear, well there we go. You were all worried that the campaign was going too well. Well, in a few moves I've proved and reminded you all how poor my command is. Gallo, are you going to bring back the lore videos? Almost certainly not, to be honest now. I'd always hoped that I would possibly bring them back, but we're doing 5 videos and doing a live stream now and then working and just maintaining and upkeeping our home and making sure that Jess and I can do things together so that we're not just stuck indoors every weekend. I'm just not going to be having the time to put into it. If I did YouTube full-time, absolutely I'd do lore videos, but YouTube full-time is just not a good career decision, I don't think. So no, sadly. Perhaps just TP the generals to the south, see them as surprise adoptions. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, I could have done, but I'd rather just get them killed off, to be honest. We do still make good money. We won't take long to get out of that. Oh, fantastic. Our proper army has now made it through. Right, so Kadar and Gimmelthon, all you need to do now is survive for a bit. They've not come at us at the Black Gate. They have gone and stood there, though. I don't really know what his plan is. So we're going to go through. With honor. But we're not going to be taking those Rohan peasants with us. Azrael crossbows.
Your orders, my lord.
As you
Definitely.
wish. Yes.
Welcome to the
Waiting
fold.
orders, my lord.
Anything else weak? There's 81 Azrael warriors. Oh yeah, look, we got some Rosedown. Oh, we got some Rosedown bowmen.
Your will, my lord.
3 good units there we
Yes,
could
my
take
lord.
out. So if we take away the 81 of them, take away the territorial guardsmen, and take away... I'm tempted to take away the marines, to be honest.
By your command. Joining forces.
We don't have any great beast, any anti-great beast units in that army though, which might be a bit of an issue. And we can't build anything here, and it doesn't like us very much. And look at Gelebrin. This is what I mean. You let Mordor just... You give them 2 seconds to build up somewhere, and they turn it into an industrial powerhouse. They're turning the dead marshes into a recruitment centre. This cannot be allowed to stand. Right, we're going to be attacked in Kadar and Gimmelthon, but we've bought ourselves enough time to build the military garrison, so that will help. Up here, let's
Ships ready.
see if we can't...
Taking the troops.
Oh, it auto puts him on shore. That's interesting. Right, if he dies now, he will die.
We shall.
Same with Castor here, so they'll both die off in that next turn. But there is the Mithlond army still to come. Although, no, I don't think it will, because the Grey Havens is held by Ar-Adûnâim, and the script only fires if the Grey Havens is held by the Elves. So we won't get a Mithlond attack. Is there a difference between fire and normal shot for siege weapons in case of walls, for example? Yeah, I did wonder. I suppose I probably should have... put the ballista on fire mode. I think it would have done more damage. I should have just targeted the gates. I'm sure they have enough to bring down a gate.
Fall
There we
back.
go. That's the
We
end of
must
him.
regroup.
And then this will be the end of
Pulling back from the
him.
walls.
Although we do lose a little bit of money because of the losses.
We are
But there we go.
disgraced.
So the little
Fall
incursion
back
in the
and
north is
retreat.
over. As
Pulling
it should
back
be.
from the walls.
Burley Lodder. Any new developer diaries? No, there are no new developer diaries because there is nothing that's gone into the mod, as I say. Work on the mod is now really slow, and it will be slow moving forward, I'm afraid. Progress will still happen, but it will be slow. Very good pronunciation, Scalo. I'm amazed by your language skills. Oh, thank you, Bartek. I like to have a good stab at language. I don't like to just give up, look at a name and just think, oh no, I'm never going to pronounce that, sorry. So I just won't try. I don't like to do that. Alrighty. There is now this Mordor army in our way, which we probably will have to fight. Until we have more money. As soon as we've got more money, we can train some more forces. Ah, they are Pharazon's faithful already. Get them into Kadar and Gimmelthon. Let's try and build an army here that's actually of use to us. So let's prepare armies for the inevitable point that we do have some money. Oh, Gondor infantry are available. Yes. Do we have a high tier blacksmith? No, that's an archery range. There we are, blacksmith. Chainmail it gives. No, I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough. Oh, there we go. We've got an armourer going there. Yeah. No. I don't think they're going to have their plate mail. That's okay. You can train a couple of Rosedan. Rosedan will do fine at the moment, to be honest. We should try and get a bit more siege out if we can as well. But in 2 turns or so, we should have enough to train most of those. We're going from 3,000 down to 400, so that'll help.
Yes, my lord.
It's just this annoying... This is what I hate about Mordor. It's just slogfest after slogfest after slogfest. I'm still tempted to pull that army out and go and hit
Your
Orkesterland.
orders, my lord.
Yes.
Let's see if Mordor attacks me. Gally, why do you always train so many archers? I don't know, I just really like archers, if I'm honest. They've always stood out to me. What happens if you go attack somewhere else if you play as Khazad-dûm? You can't. You're region locked to the path. If you try, like, you physically cannot leave the path. So you can walk around in Mirkwood for a bit, but if you wait till, if you get to 30 turns and you haven't taken Khazad-dûm, the campaign automatically fails, I think. So you have to just go straight to Khazad-dûm. You can't avoid it. Okay, so they've got 2... we really need Durthang out of this game. They've got 2 Temple Wars, they've got Temple Marksmen, and they've got Temple Knights. There are 2 Morgul Chosen. They've got a lot of Black Uruks. And they've got some Trolls. Now, we, however, have got a good army, and we're led by 2 of our finest. Well, we're led by Gimmelzor. Gimmelkard happens to be there. But then, of course, Gimmelkard does have a good unit, and that's what we can count on. Hi, Gally. Hello, Knight of the North. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Knight of the North, I still need to contact you on Discord to get your YouTube, or you can just, if you're listening, you can just send it to me. So on Discord, I need your YouTube URL. So for your, it calls it a channel, which I do find funny. So anyone who has a YouTube account has their own channel, whether they want it or not. But anyway, because I assume you probably don't have any videos, but maybe you do. I need your channel URL. If you could send that to me in a Discord message, and then I can add you as a moderator here on YouTube as well, if that's okay. If you're still happy to do that. Right, they attack me though, so we got the benefit of defense, and this time I'm not going to foolishly forget to move my melee forces, because we really need to win this one. There's a bit of a hill here, but it's a little obscured as they come up on the approach, which I'm not keen on. That hill there doesn't really, that's a much nicer hill, but then they'll be very close, so we won't get any real breathing room. I think I'll pull back to this one. Yeah. So crossbows, you're going to stand on top. So I'll move you into a separate group. If you stand as high up the hill as you can get. Oh no, actually, let's put the crossbows a little lower. No, that makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. The crossbows need to be as high as possible. See, it looks like it's a nice hill, but in truth, even this hill doesn't really help us all that much. Because we have to spread out our line too much. So those crossbows aren't even firing over our archers. Try it like that. There we are, I think that'll do it. Okay, and then Azrael warriors, you're going to be a flanking force. Come and stand over here. Prepare yourselves. Defensively, we're going halberdiers, footmen. Tempted with the Narduzagar as well, to be honest. No, we'll have them as a third flanking force. So you guys can come and form the line that will stop the archers getting hit. You three are elite right-hand flank. Cavalry, keep the enemy sort of off of them. And then you three, I think what I'll do with you is assist over here. Alright. Come at me then, bro. Yeah, there's no rush tonight. There won't be a live stream now, as I've already mentioned, and it bears repeating, I suppose, because we're closing in on the end now. There won't be a live stream next week or the week after, because I'm going on my stag do, and then I'm getting married the weekend after that. Gary, what is the most fun campaign in 4.6 in your opinion? Probably the Ar-Adûnâim, because you can start wherever you want and it's good fun. You can attack anybody, and as we've just seen, there's a bug in the game that allows you to get free units at about the turn 80 mark in Mythlond without having to do anything. But no, the Ar-Adûnâim is routinely considered one of the fan favourites, and they've got new visuals as well, although that's for version 5, not 4.6, so that's a bit of a lie. But Ar-Adûnâim definitely are a good fun one. Okay, Temple Marksmen are moving in. They haven't got a general. They have got a captain, and he is a high-ranking unit, so I think he might have some effect on our enemy. They're going to try and shoot at us, and we're going to try and shoot at them. But they attack me, so... like... attack me. Let's move the cavalry round to the left. Let's try and charge into those scouts. I'm not really bothered about these three units. These are the more trash-like units that we have here today. But then, no, don't just throw your lives away, actually. Our archers have wasted themselves on enemy archers. Oh, I'll take this matchup all day long. Please do, trolls, come and hit my Nardu Tariq, because they will make mincemeat of you. Right, you guys, brace yourselves. Hold that line. Oh, you might as well do that, actually. I don't know if grouping up against trolls is better or worse, but it gives you a defense against high mass units, and that's obviously what trolls have. But I've probably done that a bit too late. Yeah, very late. That was probably the worst decision I could have made. Right, okay. We'll remember that moving forward. We've probably just lost that entire company in almost 1 or 2 hits from all those trolls. Note to self, don't put units fighting trolls into a bunched up formation. Right, charge in, out we go. Hit those black Uruk halberds. The generals can curl around behind you, and you're going to go and try and start pestering the archers. They've got into some black Uruks. Oh no, it's not going too badly. They've dissipated. They're no longer grouped up. But no, that was probably a bad call. It's alright. Time moves on. Lives continue. Others' lives. Not theirs, of course. Because they're now dead. But the others will live. Their sacrifice will allow the bulk of our army to actually do something here today. Right, get out and support those, and if you can just fit into that gap. Oh no, they're not actually moving forward to hit our line, so if our front line can move forward as well, you can support them. I really want to kill their general, but he's just fiddling around in the middle at the moment, not really doing anything. Oh, and I've abandoned our cav, always the way. How are we doing against the trolls now? Oh, it's settled down. So we lost about half the company. But they won't lose many more, I don't think. And those trolls will just die now. Yeah, another one goes. It won't be long. Now, DaC are armor piercing. So they are experts at dealing with that kind of thing. Right, if you come and hit these Orc scouts down here. What are we on? 16 plays 24. This is why we really need to step it up on Mordor. We need to take these regions from them because they're now starting to get their late game units out. And as much as I moan about Mordor being a boring horde-like faction, late game Mordor is actually quite good and should not be written off. The temple units are fantastic. If they can get great beasts into their armies and Olokai, then you're in real trouble. So we need to do something about it. We've hit some scouts, we've hit some temple wards. Gondor Cavalry Militia is not the answer to either of those problems, but they'll do. Let's give one of those. Give the enemy something grief. Right, one of our arch units has used all its arrows, so sprint into that little engagement down there. Get out of the way of the crossbows. You're just firing whenever you can, and I assume the trolls are now dead. Yes, they are. Right, we're going to keep our Narduzagar alive by flanking with these. If we can kill that captain, actually, I think we might see some routing. Because I've just seen one of the units down here run away, which means they've not got unbreakable morale today. They are going to break. We've just got to facilitate that. We've just got to encourage them to do that. They're all going to fire way too late. Cav, come hit these scouts. How did the general get on? He's up against Orc Maulers. We'll save his power and ability for when the Orc captain dies. But there is the captain at the back of that line. There's 20 of those still alive. Fighting Mordor truly is the sloggiest slogfest in the game. Yeah, they just get insane recruitment. It just never ends. Never ends. Right, let's get this general killed off, please.
Fortune of battle goes our way.
Come on, come on.
It remains as such.
And then what we would need to do is just mass up on all of the enemies. Hit them in big groups. Oh, the Orc band's the only thing fighting. The Black Orcs have run. So our southern side will win, as expected. Hit those Temple Knights, hit those Temple Knights. If I have to arrest you on your stag do, I'm going to make an announcement on Discord. You won't have to arrest me on your stag do. And I believe, if what I've been told is true, my stag do is going to take place in Wales anyway, so I doubt we'll cross paths. Not that we would have done anyway, because you're still Staffordshire, aren't you? Right, the only problem, though, is whilst the bulk of the army will run away when the general dies, those temple wards won't, those temple wards won't, those temple marksmen won't. So we are going to have to fight on to the death for all of those. But otherwise, we've got this. This is a win. They're too far gone now. Let's speed it up. Some of the units are routing without our input, which is always nice. Alright, come around the back over here so we can flank on those. I'm still ready for the charge on that. Oh, and you three are done. Fantastic. Sprint up that hill. How is the captain surviving so long? Oh, of course he takes... No, the captain has their own stuff. I don't really know. He's there, but... No, don't do arcing shots. There you go. Someone's got to kill him now. Nope. Archers, how we diddling? That one's still got arrows left, but you haven't.
The battle is very much in our
Those temple wards have killed whatever we sent to fight them. This is the problem. Oh, most of the enemy forces are dead. It is just the last... So killing the captain doesn't even matter anymore, because it's the temple wards fighting on anyway. And they all come from Dirthang. As soon as we take Dirthang, we'll never see another temple ward as long as we live. Although, actually, having said that, I think the Mordor Last Stand army has temple wards in it. someone just killed that bloody captain. No, come on, do as you're told. I moved 3 of you over to attack them. Don't just stop and start attacking the nearest thing. And can you stop firing into the back of our own line? Oh dear. I've reached the mental limit. I've gone as far as I can be bothered to go with fighting against Mordor for one day. It definitely shows. You get like a fatigue. It's just like, oh, for God's sake, just die already. Like this person over here who just will not die. What is your problem, Orc Commander? Just die. Why have you got so much health? You're a commander, for crying out loud. Oh.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Ugh. He's dead. You can all sod off. There's 4 of something still alive over there. I don't know what it is. Callie, can you believe? Can you believe the audacity of these enemies?
Pursue and run them down. The enemy are utterly vanquished.
That's so soul destroying. It's taken us so many turns to build that army, and then in one battle we're already now licking our wounds. And granted, we killed twice as many, and they've been absolutely dealt a stinging blow. But it's Mordor. They'll have that army back in 2 turns, maybe 3 if we're lucky. Oh. I hate Mordor so much. I forgot how much I hate fighting Mordor. Ar-Adûnâim is my favourite faction because you have so much freedom to do whatever you want. Before you are off to your deserved break, I want to wish you all the best, and hope you have a smashing time at your wedding. Oh, thank you, PP. See you on the other side. Thanks for your entertainment. It's coming home. Lovely way to start a Saturday. Thanks. You're welcome, Phil Johnson. What's happened in this live stream so far? Asks Goriana Dazagal. We've fought against Mordor about 1 million times, and they can do one, to be honest. They can bloody do one. When Gallo is live, but you haven't caught up with this series. Alas, don't worry. All you need to know is we're allied to Dol Amroth, who are doing really well in the south. Gondor we're at peace with, and we're defeating Mordor, because Mordor stupidly decided to attack me when I was defeating their only enemy for them. Because they're idiots. Gallo, it seems like the Rise of Mordor mod for Attila seems to get a proper campaign map after all. Any thoughts on this? Yeah, like 7 years after they started creating their mod, they finally got a campaign map in the works. It's not even ready yet. The Rise of Mordor mod looks amazing, but whether or not it ever actually releases to a fanfare, I just don't have the faith that we need.
Yes.
Speaking of faith, let's finally do something. The Witch King has come for us, I just noticed. I'm going to go stupid, is what I'm going to do. Many of you are going to say, no, Gallo, do not do that. That is a silly thing to do. I'm going to do it anyway.
As you command, we have triumphed. We shall engage. We shall.
I'm going to withdraw basically the entire garrison of, in essence, all of our key places.
Yes. Orders.
I want that ballista crew as well. Surely you've got something that can merge. Oh, there you go. You toddle off back to there. Now, if we attack Yagrat, he's going to think he can win. I absolutely know he is, because he's a little bitch. So I'm not going to attack Yagrat yet. We will attack him in the future, but that is going to be in the videos in the week, because this is going to end today's live stream. So in the next episode, we're going to hit Yagrat, and then we're going to curl up and siege Durthang. We're going to take Ur-Kestalad and stop Mordor pumping forces out at us, because I'm going to attack Mordor immediately. And this time we're going to actually attack the gate, and we're going to use fire arrows, and we're going to burn it down, and we're going to take it. In fact, no, I'm going to do that now, because I'm irritated. So we're going to do that now. And we're going to bloody well burn it. I want the money that we're going to get from it. The Witch King already buggered off. He's not had enough. So we're going to deal with him in a moment, but he hasn't got an army, so we haven't got to worry about him. But right, new plan. Come and stand as close to the gate as I can get you. Everything that fires an arrow, come as well and stand nearby. Be ready. Oh, our Pharazon's faithful. I'll show you them when they've walked into position. Let's speed it up. Don't bother sprinting, there's no need to sprint. Right, this time we've got fire arrows on the ballistae. We have got the gate as the target rather than the wall, which I think does have more health. And if we can't bring down that gate from almost point blank range with 4 siege weapons, then we're in trouble. It's looking better. It's looking better. A quarter without using a quarter of us. Yeah, no, we'll get through. Goodness for that.
The gates are down.
The gates are down. Okay. Where is the enemy going? Are they coming towards us? They are coming towards us. Are they coming to shoot at us? Be my guest. If you want to wait through every copy of the Sanford Bloody Citizen, be my guest. Ballister Crew's firing. Now we're going to sprint in, and once the army gets in place, I'll show you the Pharazon's faithful. But let's just get this city won. I think we are closing in on Mordor running out of the ability to retrain massively, and I think we have just seen what is in essence their sort of last hope. But you never know with Mordor. You just never know.
Captured the enemy's walls.
I hate them. Our Pharazon's faithful's in position. All of the other archers are still firing. Alright, let's finally show you them, because I said I would. Here they are. Our Pharazon's faithful. Very cool looking pikes. Let's just have a pause and look at that. That's glorious. I like that a lot. I like pikes that have a sword on the end. I know it's a bit fantasy-ish, and I assume that means that the pike's sort of weighted funny, so that you could probably snap the end off quite easily. But I think it looks cool. And visually, they do look very nice. I like the black with the gold trim. I always think it's weird the way that pikes walk, though, with their sort of slow side foot approach. Never really understood why they do that. Anyway, they'll make short work of those. We've moved the archers into the city now, and we'll continue doing so. So let's go.
Like this, we will smash the enemy.
Everyone sprint. It's the archers that are going to win it. We bring silent death. The wall that the pikes form isn't really helping them, though, because they're not being able to slowly move forward and crush the enemy. Hello from Estonia. Hello, Velhammer. When Gallows live, I'm caught up. We did that, didn't we? Did Gimmelzor die? No, I don't think Gimmelzor died. Oh, was he the last in his battalion? Oh, I didn't even notice. I was so caught up in my just unfettered hate for Mordor, I didn't even realise that we almost killed Gimmelzor off. Alright, no, come out of that, sprint away, so that you're not getting shot.
Our men have taken control of the castle.
Archers, let's hit them, let's hit them, let's hit them.
Our men no longer command the castle.
If you siege a settlement, then they can't recruit any new troops. That sends small armies to besiege settlements with generals that don't matter. I think that's probably a good idea, actually. We've got a pikeman over there. Oh, it's the pikeman banner carrier. Oh, he's dead. I was going to say, he refuses to die, but then no, he died.
Good tidings. The battle is very much in our favour. Be awed by the victory we have won here today.
22 men died. 4 of them. No, 9 of them were killed by us. Oh, dear. Half the deaths. Howdy, Galley. Need to move the Ballister closer. Because he's a little... It's like I'm watching Izzy's game. That point blank. Revenge on this stupid settlement for not opening its door last time. Damn right, sir. They should have a cape still. Carl Steenkamp asks if I could do a South African accent. Because he's from South Africa. And he'd like to give it a score out of 10. Back when Total War gates were made of adamantium, unlike today's gigantic Warhammer gates made of jello. Yeah, the Warhammer gates go down so easily. It's a bit of a joke. Oh, that was a mission as well. 2,000 gold coins.
Conquest.
Yes. And then what are we going to do with Orkestelad? We're going to burn it to the ground. Oh, look at all these useful buildings you've got in here, Mordor. What a terrible shame. The pyres will be seen to the very mountain edges themselves. Mordor will never forget this day.
Yes, my lord.
And Mordor, you're welcome to it. Take it back, mate. I'm not even bothered. I couldn't even give a damn.
Yes,
We're going straight on. Durthang's next. It's yours. Go back, take it. Have it. It's yours. Do what you will with it. I don't want it. I don't even want it. Otherwise, I think we're all right. Did we exterminate everyone at the Black Gate? We did. But they still don't like me. Why don't you like me, Blackgate? My people. My people have done nothing to your people. What did someone say there that I was going to comment on then? Oh, Gilzor. Is he alive? Yes, he is.
My lord.
No troubles. Perfect. Right, there we are. Well, that's going to be where we're going to end it. We've taken Ur-Kesselad. We've got some money back. All of our forces are now training, which is nice to see. We're going to have a near complete replacement army coming out of Western and Eastern Osgiliath in 3 turns. So we've just got to survive till then. But now we're going to flood Mordor, and they can deal with that problem that we've been dealing with for days on end. Ar-Adûnâim are training. Oh, look, you've got Ar-Adûnâim units. I'll take some Rosadan still as well. We always need Rosadan. Right, they'll take Ur-Kesselad back, as I say, but then they've got to build buildings there. They're not going to do anything with that. Oh, there's another building that we can destroy. Thank you. Still makes a lot of money, though, doesn't it? Way more money than Morannon. But then that's because it's a town and that... Oh, it's not even a town. It's a castle. Who made Ur-Kesselad a castle? When was that decision made? Why are we making the situation even worse? Ugh, dear. Anywho, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go and tidy the house, cut the grass before it rains, go for a run, have a shower, and then play Guild Wars until England inevitably beat the Ukraine, because fingers crossed. I say inevitably, but I don't mean it. Thank you all for tuning in. I apologise for today. It's been rather annoying, hasn't it? Mordor are just annoying, isn't the word I would sum them up as. But anyway, that's all for now. You'll get a couple of Ar-Adûnâim videos this week. I'll just recap what I've said for points for the channel. There will only be 4 videos a week moving forward. 2 Divide and Conquer ones, 1 Warhammer, 1 Battle for Middle-earth, and then 1 live stream. So 5 videos technically. There won't be a live stream next week or the weekend after, because I'm away. And the Khazad-dûm faction have won the vote, so they're going to replace the Woodland Realm. So you'll get a Khazad-dûm campaign, not this week, but probably the week after. And it won't be accompanied with a live stream, I'm afraid. So you'll probably get a good 4 Khazad-dûm videos, maybe, before you even see 1 live stream for Khazad-dûm, which isn't the end of the world, because the start of the Khazad-dûm campaign has the potential to crash and burn, and I'd rather do that on my own time than on a live stream. But for now, do have a wonderful day. I hope you've enjoyed this video regardless. Anton Till Berkeley hasn't enjoyed the video. And do have a read of his comments, because you probably won't see them again. But until we speak again, dear friends, and farewell.